Hello everyone, and welcome back to a very special version of The Sims 3 Warrior Cats Behind the Paws. So as you guys know, the Behind the Paws episodes are actually the episodes where we do a lot of work setting up the Warrior Cats challenge behind the scenes. We figure out how we're going to change up the layout of the land in all of our clan territory and various things like that. And today it's going to be very special because we are actually going to be stopping the forest fire. So after almost 2 weeks of the forest fire raging in our game and in our plot line, it is finally time to stop the forest fire, and it is time to get rid of all of the flames, because I tried letting them burn themselves out and it literally just keeps going on into the next day, and the cats cannot interact. They can't do anything at all while the forest fire is raging or while a fire is on the lot because of the way Sims 3 is set up. So we need to stop the forest fire, and we need to set things up so that there's been clearly a lot of damage done to Moss Clan's camp. So they've lost a lot of their plants. We need to put down like soot and ash everywhere. We need to remove a few of the spawners to show the way that like animals have left the area. And I also decided this is a great time to get rid of these ponds. So we're going to say that a lot of the forest was prevented from being damaged because of this wetlands that they kind of had over here. But the wetlands are going to be majorly shrunk down, maybe even completely gone, because we were thinking about making them dry up to try to encourage Moss Clan to come over to this big lake that's supposed to be part of their territory as well, and use this as a possible fishing grounds. So yeah, there's a lot to do today. And we also need to see if we can give some of the cats the burn marks and the injuries that they have sustained. And you guys will know all about that because yesterday we actually would have had the newest episode. So you're seeing the behind the scenes for pretty much what happened yesterday right now, because we have to do this right now in order to be able to do all of that. So fun fact, while we have Willow come over and try to put the flames out, and they're growing, they're just like popping up everywhere like daisies. But while Willow's putting the flames out, I'll let you guys know it's been absolute chaos trying to shoot all of those scenes with the fire and the flames in our series before with the flames just raging in the background before the game just decides to take care of the fire, because we have had mostly zombies because it's a full moon tonight. So at night all of the zombies start popping out of the ground, even though I thought I had a mod in place to stop that. And they've been popping out of the ground and trying to put out the forest fire. So we're just going to have to stand here. Willow, okay, good. She got all of it. And we have to wait until Willow goes ahead and gets rid of all the forest fire, like all of the fire by extinguishing it, before we can do anything to edit the lot, before we can edit the cats, before we can play, because the cats can't do anything with each other. If I come over to Lionstar and like try to have Mossleaf interact with them, they'll just ignore each other because she's like, hello, there's a fire. So we really can't do anything until the fire is totally gone. I don't think as a fairy she can really like charm the flames away. Can you walk to that, Willow? Willow, that's not good. You need to be able to get to this fire. It's kind of a big deal, and they don't want to move the meteors, so we need to figure out a way for Willow to be able to extinguish those flames. Apparently there's just units of scrap everywhere. Come on, fire. Don't be a pain. We need to actually get you out of here. And I don't think I can move anything, and I don't think I can open up the build and buy catalog until the flames are gone. So we're sort of stuck waiting. All right, well, actually, I know what we can do. Cheats enabled, true. And can I just get rid of... Oh, no way! Can I delete the flames? I don't think I deleted the flames. I think I deleted something else, and I didn't mean to. No, I think I did delete the flames. What? Willow, I can delete flames? That would be so cool. I think I'm just going to have you extinguish them, though, because that's probably faster. As long as you don't catch on fire. I don't need our forest, like, spirit catching on fire, please. Alright, so she's clearing up those flames. I think this is the last of the fire. I still can't believe a meteor hit Moss Clan. And as you guys know from yesterday's episode, a lot of what happened to Moss Clan was entirely decided by random generators. So a lot of people were unhappy because meteors basically directly hit the camp, and they really wanted to see more significant, like, severe injuries occur to the cats. But meteors hit the camp. Also, have we frozen? Nope. She's going. Oh, slow motion Willow. She's got it. But yeah, meteors hit the camp, and I use random generators to decide what injuries there would be. And realistically, like, all the cats should have just died when a meteor hits. But we kind of had to roll with it. There we go. No way, is the fire gone? Sweet, Willow, you did it! Now we might actually be able to do some things on our lot again. So let's get Willow out of there. As you guys know from the events of yesterday, basically Willow is going to just be permanently dormant for pretty much an entire season. So until summer, so for 7 more days, which is a long time in the Sims world, she's going to be dormant. So we're going to leave her over here. And then we're going to come back over and we need to start clearing up the yard. We need to try to like tidy things up over here. And then we need to wreck the yard. So we need to remove all of this scrap and all of the trash. And then we are going to put down like a bunch of the ash. We're going to put down a bunch of burn marks. We're going to make sure each impact area where the starstones that have fallen from the sky, the meteors, is just like surrounded by ash and blackness. So this is going to be kind of interesting. And then after we do that, we need to go through and we need to show injuries on the cats who have been significantly injured. So Honeywish was burned on like 60% of her body. She's got like a 60% severity burn. And that's really bad. And like, I'm talking in terms of the random generator. If you were actually burned 60% of your body, you'd probably die. But she only rolled like 60% severity for her burns. So probably not 60% of her body, but she does have some pretty bad burns. So we need to add some burns onto Honeywish. None of the other cats really took anything that would be permanent damage that would show like on their fur, but I think we might give Briarstock a little bit of something. All right, so we're gonna remove all the scrap, or not Briarstock, because he actually was totally fine. The random generator was very, very, very like gentle on him. All right, tiny space rock. Can I clone these piles of ash? Because that would be amazing. I think we'll leave the piles of ash for a while. Yeah, that moss bed and this moss bed are just gone. They just got destroyed. All of the houses, can you believe just how completely destroyed all of this became? And I'm going to say the flowers are probably going to be gone. There's a tiny little space rock where they used to have their den. So we'll get rid of that scrap. I think the flowers are gone for now. Probably everything in the prey pile was just like scooped up, blown away. Let's see, and we'll probably take out like a few of the flowering. Oh, see, there's like scrap hiding down there. The dandelions were amazingly resilient, so I'm thinking like a lot of the flowering plants probably, like, look at this dandelion, it's been floating in the air. So yeah, and then this cosmos got destroyed. We'll say that pretty much all of the more delicate plants just completely got taken out, and I think more or less like all the plants back here. We're going to make the nursery area look a little bit thinner. Am I going to remove a big tree? I think I don't know. Big tree? I probably should. I like that tree though. Oh, this is where it gets a little bit painful having to do this and like remove all the pretty things. Because I love how Moss Clan looks. But I mean, they had severe impacts. I can't just ignore that. Now, this area wasn't really hit at all. Really, it was kind of just in this zone that got hit really badly. Oh, look, oh my gosh, there's even pieces hiding up back there. Are you kidding? Okay. Oh, and we actually can't move this tree because this tree's part of it. But look, you guys, there's even meteor pieces back here. So really, it smashed the nursery, like right in front of the nursery. And it smashed the medicine cat den more than anything else. So I guess I do have to get rid of a couple more things. So this whole area is going to be more open now. We'll say that all of that burned away. Got to get rid of all that scrap. All the pretty little flowers. The nursery's just gone. They're going to have to make a new nursery. That's so sad. All the pretty little flowers are gone. We'll say maybe like one really stubborn huckleberry bush is just barely clinging to life in the corner there. But yeah, I mean, everything's destroyed. More or less. I think this guy's probably gone. Maybe another one of the big trees. Maybe another one of the big trees. Maybe that's going to have to be one of our things, is the big trees coming back after the forest fire. I think that a lot of these guys would be gone. Maybe the condos? Maybe the condos are okay. This might become like the new spot where everybody decides this is going to be where we all sleep. So yeah, a lot of things got destroyed. I'll move things around just to show like some plants were kind of resilient. Some of them totally couldn't take any of it. The rhododendrons might have been a little gentler. I have a feeling that like these cypress trees might have kind of taken a hit because they're in the wetlands area, so that may have protected them a little bit. But like the grasses, I really feel like the wetlands area was somewhat protected, but then just started getting completely burned up. So we're going to remove the ponds, and that's going to be a huge change here in Moss Clan. So we're going to remove the ponds. And then it's going to be pretty empty over here for a while too. And we'll have to see how the plants start spreading as the area starts healing. It's going to be so empty. That's going to make me so sad. So we'll have to come over and see if we can spread things around depending on how the spirit of the land feels when she recovers and how the forest spirit cats feel as they start to recover. But it's going to be big open plains, so they might have more rodents show up in the future because there's going to be more open space for them to like look for nuts and whatnot. So we do need to get rid of, unfortunately, the ponds. So we'll go ahead and sort of level the terrain like so. There we go. And we'll just have to say bye-bye to the ponds. So it's a bit of a pity because the ponds were really nice and we were starting to use them. I don't know if Crowfeather is going to like be dead or not. So I still don't know if Crowfeather is going to survive. But yeah, so that happened to the ponds and they dried up. So let's go through and we're going to use terrain paints now to show that effect. So like the dry springs grass is probably good. And then probably do a really big one. Because this used to be like a very muddy area. In fact, do I have like mud, dark dirt? That's probably good. So I would say that this area used to be like the little pond wetlands area, but it just dried up when the fire came through. And now the soil will probably be pretty rich actually, because a wetlands area like that would have very rich soil. So maybe things will start spreading over here pretty quickly. Some patches of light dirt kind of sprinkled in. Actually, let's stick to the dark dirt, because the dark dirt looks a little bit better for it having been an area that would be very muddy. So we'll say that's kind of the muddy spot. And then I'm going to need something that looks a little bit more like burns that could be on the ground. So stuff like rocks. The Aurora Skies rocks might be the closest I have. Dark limestone might be good. Asphalt. Is there anything that's just like ash? I think that the sky's soil might be the closest we get. So that, and then like maybe some dark dirt. So now we need to come over to where we have the meteor impact craters, and we need to make sure, yeah, like that, like dramatically affected the area. So let's see if I can get like, no, I need to, softness. There we go. There we go. That's more what I'm looking for. So each of the rocks we can find, I can't reach these ones. But each of the rocks we can find left like little impact craters. This one is a huge impact crater, so it probably needs to climb. I mean, it even has an impact crater, which is amazing. So I think we need to make it like as far out as possible. No, let's see. Let's try a large shale. Yeah, like this. I think that looks kind of cool. And then we'll kind of play with it a little bit to see if we can make it look really good. And dark limestone. Like things got burned. Like the world burned a little bit at the edges here. There we go. Where these hit. And the medicine cat den more or less just completely got destroyed. We'll even remove all of the dandelions. The resilient dandelions. And I think that the moonstone ironically survived. Or the blue topaz. The fact that it wasn't a moonstone maybe had something to do with why StarClan let it be so destroyed. And these seashells survived because they just managed, they didn't crack or break in the fire because the seashells are kind of resilient. And we're going to get rid of all the dandelions. And this whole area is just kind of going to be a bit of a dead space for now. And perhaps bringing it back to life and making it healthy again will actually be one of the things that we have to have our Spirit of the Land cats learn how to do. Maybe that's one of the ways that they finally start addressing their powers more up front and trying to figure out how to use them and how to work with the Spirit of the Land. There we go, little impact crater. And then soften, soften, soften. And then rocky top, maybe? No, not rocky top. Where's that shell? The shell, oh, the little pebbles. Maybe some pebbles? No, the pebbles just look silly. All right, where'd that shell go? There it is. All right, there we go. Like at the edge. Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll do it like this. And then we'll grab like so. Like so. There we go. So there's where another impact crater was. And we can put like some little burn marks all over the ground near it too. Just where things burn down. And the fire actually mostly stuck to like this side of the forest too. We probably need to remove even more bushes, which is so hard for me. It's just, oh geez, there's Honeywish. Yeah, it's so hard to remove this many bushes. And I feel like Moss Clan's going to be so freaked out, feeling so exposed. But it is what happened. And then let's see if we can sprinkle in more of the soil. Nope, nope, nope. Come on. Aurora Sky soil. Just some teensy light patches. Because not too much of this area got, like, completely hit by meteors. But just to show, like, where the fire was kind of strongest and came through. And there we go. So, really, the fire didn't go much further past here. But it definitely left an impression. All over here. We'll even fill that in. Man, you guys, isn't it kind of sad looking? I'm even gonna remove the dandelions. Oh, it's so sad. I wonder if there's anything like tiny bits of rocks or pebbles or something decorative we could put over here. Little Stone Age rocks? Not really, because that wouldn't quite be appropriate. There's like big rocks. There's starfish. Meteor spawners. I don't need meteor spawners. We're okay now. We've had enough of our meteor fill for a little while. Maybe anything in decor. So let's check out what we have hiding in our decorative section, which is always fun. And a chamber pot. Well, we don't really need a chamber pot over here. And I think that's good. Off the top of my head, because I'm still learning Sims 3, because there's so much to it, you're always surprised by what you can find. I don't think that there are any pebbles or anything like that. And that's the only other thing I could think of, like, sprinkling down. There's all sorts of beautiful plants that we could eventually add in. And I mean, there's like ladybug decor pieces. There's quite a bit we could add in once we get everything like flower-wise up and going. But I think this is it. All right, so that should cover everything. What is this? A little galactic sky scanner. Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, that should cover pretty much all I can think to do with the clan territory in terms of making it really look burned, showing the results of the fire, the way the land has been dramatically affected. And it really did affect just kind of literally where the cats are. We have this entire lot. It could have landed over here and everybody probably would have been more or less fine except for whoever was hunting over there. But no, it landed in the nursery, which is really humbling. All right, so we're going to pop in. And what we're going to do now is we only have like 1 or 2 cats that we kind of need to edit to show the effects that the fire had on them. And that would be Honeywish. So Honeywish did indeed have some pretty like intense effects on her body since she got burned so severely. So we're going to pop over and give her some burns. So good up close for Honeywish for all of you guys who are totally in love with her. Green eye and honey colored eye. And we're going to go ahead and give her on her coat quite a few burns. And again, when I say 60% burns, that just means that the severity is 60. And that I need to do, let me see if I can find it. The severity is going to be 60. No, I don't want to change your coat. I need to do, there, advanced mode. And I need 6 healing items to cure her. That doesn't mean like 60% of her body is actually burned, because then she would just die. All right, let me see if I can find spots. I think her flank is mostly what would have taken it, like to the sides here. So what you can do is you can put down a marking, and we'll just kind of do that. And this one's actually a really good one because it lets you do like different tones and shades. And if you hear that, that's the roofers. I apologize. They're like right over my head right now, and I'm trying to get this done because you guys have been waiting way too long for more warriors. And now we're going to have to figure out how to make it kind of look like she got burned without making it look really, really overly dramatic. So I'm thinking, let's see, maybe make one that's a little bit of a lighter spot, like so. But it does need to look, and actually what we can probably do is do something like this, where it's clearly a lighter spot. And then we can add another marking on top of that. So let's try something like this. No. I want to do another layer. I forgot. You need to come over and you need to be like, okay, I want a new layer. There we go. And then maybe something like this. And then I can put that there and shrink it and fit it inside of the circle. There we go. Let's make it like that maybe. Or let's even do, so you can do all sorts of different colors and shapes. Oh, this one's pretty good. This is one that I often use when I'm doing, like cuts that the cats may have, scars they may have. And so then maybe something kind of pink, because you'll end up with kind of that flesh color when you have a wound like that. So if I could get something that's sort of really brightly pink there. It's sort of hard to do like without, like not purple. I need something that looks like you have been, yeah, that's a little bit better, but I don't want it to be like too terribly painful, ouchy to look at, burny, nasty either. That's definitely too pink. So let's come up this way. Kind of getting there now. Kind of getting there. Yeah, that's better. So something a little bit more like this. It's still a huge bird. I think that's probably a pretty good one. And then we'll do a little one. What would it look like if we changed? No, yeah, this is probably the best. Like a kind of a double overlay. And then I think we'll have sort of the same thing. And you can copy layers to keep like the same sort of style colors. Same thing on the other side, but much, much, much smaller. Sort of like a little patch right here. And I think that she may just have like this weird coloration for a very, very long time. And you can actually set the opacity. That's what I need to do on the other one too. You can set the opacity so that it doesn't have to be so bright. So let's go back to the burn. And then we can make it like so. And then the other layer, a little bit lighter too. Yeah, because that looks more like a burn sort of thing. Okay. And it doesn't look super dramatic and awful, but I don't really want it to be something that's like, oh my gosh, like terrifyingly horrible. It is definitely something that has hurt her, but as long as she doesn't get an infection and we're able to cure it in time, it should be something we should heal. So there we go for Honey Wish. I think maybe one more. I know that seems kind of dramatic. But she did have a pretty high severity level. And it's kind of nice because with the Create a Sim, you can sort of shift around and you can even like layer things. So yeah, I think that's what I want right there. You can shift around like where they are. You can rotate things. I really, really love that about Create a Sim. So we're going to move this in Sims 3 especially because you can make the cats and dogs as absolutely phenomenally detailed as possible. There, I think that's good for Honey Wish to show where she got her burns. So now we're done and we want to go back to basic mode. Hopefully I don't lose anything. There we go. Good. And then you go ahead and you accept. And I think she's the only one who really needs like to take any sort of editing for her looks, because nobody else really got hurt badly enough that they need to look that banged up. I think maybe what we'll do, Lion Star's fur is so thick, I don't think anything would have changed on him. But for Oak Paw, it would be a good opportunity for Oak Paw to kind of have himself set apart a little bit. So I think we'll give him a little bit of a cut maybe? Yeah, we'll give him just a little cut, maybe on his side or his shoulder, because he does have thinner fur than his dad, so cuts may show up. So we'll just give him a little cut for now, and he does have a muscle injury. He actually tore his shoulder, and that doesn't really show up whatsoever. Look how green you are. Opa, you are so green. You've got green hiding all over the place. All right, we'll add a layer. And so we'll give him just like a nice little cut. A nice little cut, I say. And this one is my favorite one for doing sort of things like that. And maybe shrink it down, and then you can rotate it a little bit and sort of show like a sharp cut on the shoulder. And then you can go ahead and change the color, and you're aiming for something that's a little bit more, you're aiming for something that's a little brighter. And then that actually does pretty good. And then if you set the opacity down, it sort of shows the injury without having to like commit to making it bloody or anything. So there we go. So there's the cut on Oak Paw, and that should cover everything. So phew, finally the forest fire is over. 2 of our cats who are kind of injured are going to be up in the corner, kind of, they've got their marks. And then I need to set Lizard Paw and Crow Feather into the sides because they definitely are injured too. So Crow Feather, I'm sorry buddy, you can't catch that because you have to be completely drained. Can I drain his energy? Yep. He has to be critically drained on energy. And we've got to have him snoozing over here. So teleport you here. Come along, my friend. And until you guys, as you know from yesterday, decide whether or not Crowfeather gets to survive, he is going to be sleeping right over here. He's just going to be sleeping here. And the poor guy isn't going to be able to, like, we're not going to know if he's going to live or die. There we go. Until we manage to figure out if you guys are going to be able to cure him or not. And then there's Lizard Paw. And Lizard Paw, we are actually going to have the same sort of thing happen. He's got to come over. And then lucky for him, I'm going to say his fleas are cured because of the condition that he has right now. But he actually needs to go ahead and sleep here. And he's not going to be allowed to move again until Willow wakes up. So he's going to be there for a long time. So we're going to have to keep him there. And Willow, she's allowed to come up if the medicine cat is gathering like the plants, like gathering the fruits and things like that, since we have to have a sim to collect it. But otherwise, Willow's going to be photosynthesized and she is going to be down in the ground and not budging. So off she goes. She can't move either because she's in recovery because of everything that has happened to her forest. And it's going to be until summer before she kind of heals up from this deep trauma that for some reason Star Clan seems to have sent Moss Clan's way. So there we go, you guys. Oh my goodness. This is so dramatic. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go ahead and get started recording yesterday's To You episode and sharing it with you guys because a lot has changed. So thank you so much for joining me for this Behind the Paws. Now you have seen how we have edited the area, how we've edited the cats, how we have tucked them in with cheats so that they won't move. They're just gonna have to be isolated. They can't get up. And I will see you guys next time when we will hopefully be able to figure out if Crowfeather is going to live or not. And we'll be able to move on with our story and see what our cats surprise us with. They've done a lot for us. And I'm kind of ready for everything to settle back into the normal movements and normal interactions that we've been having. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.